Ladies, are you ready to up-level? Are you ready to master your time, your energy, and who you want to become and embody the woman and the mother that you want your children to be? I am here to tell you, this is possible. Yes, it will scare you. Yes, it will challenge you, but it is all possible. So, if you've been following me, you are on this personal development journey and you are ready for the next step to take your commitment and investment in yourself and your family to the next level. I want to know your dreams. I want to know your desires, and I want to know what is stopping you or slowing you down from getting there. We are now accepting applications for the Mamas in Control Mastery Program. So head on over to momisincontrol.com, fill it out, hit submit, and we'll be in touch. And listen, if you fill out the application before midnight on Monday, May 20th, you will qualify for a VIP strategy session with yours truly. So head on over to momisincontrol.com and fill out the application today. So hey everyone, I'm just going to make sure, microphone. Okay, I think we're good. Hopefully this is working now. I wanted to do a live today, come on Facebook, do a live about mastery, but I also wanted to tell you a story about fear, my own experience with fear, and how that radically transformed my life, and why I feel women get stuck a lot in transformation and wanting what they want, but not actually taking the action to make things happen. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about mastery at the end and what to expect, because I'm getting a lot of questions from you guys asking what that looks like specifically. So I'm still recovering from a cold, so I might have to mute myself and cough a few times. So one sec. Okay. So if you're not familiar with who I am, I'm Heather Chauvin. So I'm the founder of the Mom is in Control podcast. I have been coaching women, specifically parents, for, 8 years now, and really started digging into this work about 6 years ago. Part of the reason why I do what I do is I'm a mother. I have 3 boys. They're 14, 9, and 6. And when my oldest was around 4 years old, I noticed a shift in his behavior. And I was a social worker, have a background in child development and mental health. And I fell in love with mindfulness and meditation. And I really didn't understand, there was a huge disconnect in how I was parenting versus how I wanted to feel. And I didn't know how to get to how I wanted to feel. I wasn't taught this, going through all the parenting books, all the workshops that I could attend. And there was a huge disconnect. I couldn't put 2 and 2 together. And so I had to solve my own problems because I wanted to be, quote unquote, successful at parenting, because ultimately I felt like a huge failure. So that was when I left my corporate job, and I decided I was like, it's either I'm going to continue escalating in my job and leveling up, or I have to do something on my own terms. And my gut just screamed at me like, Heather, now's the time. And it was terrifying because I found a niche, whatever you want to call it, a gap in the system. And I decided to be the change I wanted to see in the world, which is one of the most terrifying things you can do. So if that is you and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to puke and vomit and all that fun stuff, I get you. I was there. I've been there multiple times. So 5 years ago, I'm building my business. I'm doing what I need to do. My youngest was a year old, breastfeeding, sunrise to sunset, just like I'm determined, ambitious, right? And I was neglecting my needs. We have physical needs, we have mental needs, we have spiritual needs, emotional needs. And I was never taught as a woman how to fill my own cup, my little cup here. I knew that nutrition was good. I knew that fitness was good, but I didn't have time for that shit. That's what I told myself. That was the story and the belief that I had, that I didn't have time for that stuff. And because I told myself that, my actions were in alignment with my thoughts. So what happened? I manifested disease in my life. That disease turned into cancer. And when I say that disease turned into cancer, it's because I was sick for a really, really long time. I just didn't pay attention to the signs and the symptoms that my body and my life were giving me. These are symptoms. Oh, I gotta mute again and cough. One sec. These were symptoms like chronic fatigue, overwhelm, not being able to focus, yelling at my children, yelling at my husband, debt, lack of money, feeling like I didn't have enough time. Like, oh gosh, and so many more. And then my symptoms, because I wasn't paying attention, my symptoms, my physical symptoms, mental symptoms, life symptoms, not to mention depression and not even wanting, the only thing that was getting me up in the morning were my children. So lack of sense of purpose and compassion and connection. So here's the thing. These symptoms, which are your life speaking to you. It's your physical body speaking to you, your mental body, your spiritual body, emotional body, your bank account, like your relationships, screaming in your face to get your attention. But I didn't listen. I used the culturally appropriate excuses and stories to keep myself safe, because your primal brain is going to kick in and say, you can't do this. You can't change. You can't do that. We got to keep you safe. But it doesn't know that the change you're about to make is actually going to save your life. It's not going to take life away from you. So I got to a crisis state in my life, and that dis-ease that I was experiencing in my life because I refused to look at my shit turned into cancer. And it wasn't a stage 1 or 2 cancer. It was a stage 4 cancer of a rapid growing cancer. My abdomen was swollen. And I want to share a picture with you. So for those of you who might be listening to this, am I going to share a picture with you? I don't know if I have it up anymore. For those of you who are listening to this on audio, you're like, what picture? I want to see the picture. Head on over to my fan page on Facebook. You can just find it. It's Heather Chauvin. It's a Facebook fan page, and just watch the video there. Okay. So I'm going to share this photo with you. This is my swollen abdomen. Guys, it was a little bit smaller than this when I actually decided to take action. These are tumors, sporadic tumors growing in my abdomen. This is a representation of the crisis that women are in today. I had physical symptoms where people could outwardly say, wow, Heather, what is wrong with you? But I believe now, since then, working with hundreds of women around the world, our state of being as women is in a crisis state, especially in motherhood. So I'm also going to show you this little diagram. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, head on over to Facebook, check it out. Guys, this shit is bad. So you'll see here a little dot. So this is what I call my sustainable ambition theory or model. We have survival mode, which I would say about 90% of the population is living in. Whether it's your time, feeling like you never have enough, you're always, putting out fires, never enough money, never enough time, never enough energy, never enough, right? Never good enough in your parenting, never enough in your relationships. And then there's this state of momentum. So these are the people that are taking action in their life. These are the people that are becoming intentional about how they want to feel and how they want to what they want their life to actually look like. Like they're starting to take ownership for this and they're creating momentum. And then once you create enough momentum, you're jumping to the next evolution is this thrival state, which is like, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so amazing, so amazing. And then there's a creative abundance state. So I've watched myself go from the red dot, which was like off the chart, That's crisis. That's crisis. That's when you're in a merge. That's when you're like saying 911, please help me. But when you start taking ownership for how you want to feel and the life that you want to be living, you move up the ladder. So I went to a survival mode where I'm like, okay, I can breathe now. Like I got this. And then I'm like, well, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Because I started taking ownership for every aspect of my life and giving myself true permission, I stopped pretending that my desires didn't matter. I stopped pretending, shrinking myself down to keep everybody else safe. So then I went into momentum, and then I went into thrival state, and then I went into abundance. Now, I'm showing you this little diagram. Of course, there's shit that's going to come up with every level. Every time you up level, there's going to be fear. There's going to be a whole bunch of limiting beliefs and self-sabotage that come up. So this is an unlearning who you need to be in the world. And so this is why I'm so passionate about helping women take back control of their lives, especially mothers, because too often we're taught in parenting, give, and never receive. And when you don't receive, what ends up happening is your cup is empty. And, society's like, good for you. And they pat you on the back. You're a hero. You're selfless. But when you're selfless, you often find yourself soulless and you're a shell of a body. And when you're a shell of a body, you're asking yourself, why don't I feel alive? Why do I feel numb? Why am I crying myself to sleep? Why am I hustling so hard that it's killing me inside? So I am here to tell you that you do not need to hustle and slowly kill yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually to have the life that your soul craves. And when I say soul cravings, what I mean is you don't necessarily need to know what you want. You have to be willing to give yourself permission to do the work. And that is why I developed Mastery. So previous to my health crisis, I was teaching parents mindfulness and meditation to teach their children these tools and strategies, because I truly believe we all as humans need to incorporate more mindfulness into our lives. Mindfulness is self-awareness, your thoughts, your feelings, and having a tool and a strategy to self-regulate. Children do this very easily. And then as parents, we just become control freaks and educate them on why they don't need these strategies. So really, this is about an unlearning for both of us and making sure that we're always in alignment with how we want to feel and our true nature. Have you ever seen that meme? It's like, we're all just houseplants who need more sun and water. This is true. We are nature. We are the universe. It flows through you constantly. So when you believe that you are beyond something of this higher intelligence and you're like, oh, I can biohack this, I can do this, I can just work and never go outside and barely feed myself and barely drink water and I'm going to feel alive and thriving. No, you need to feed your soul. So it's my favorite cup. I got this from a client and dear friend. It says hustle, and then the hustle is crossed out and it says align. Alignment is, because a lot of people think, what's alignment? So think about your car. You go and get an alignment. You get an oil change. You get all those things. Alignment is, you've been using your car. I know nothing about cars. So you use your car and the wheels are out of alignment. And it's starting to not work as well. And you're turning and things aren't going well. You've been going on a long road trip. This is what your life is. But for some reason, we're not taught personal development. We're shied away from it. Culturally, we don't appreciate it. It's like, you got to go underground. You got to really take action to do this. I do see a movement in it, which is amazing. It's just not not recognize as an asset for some reason, because really that is the secret to life, which is like, you got to remember that you're constantly evolving and growing, and you will become out of alignment too. Things change all the time. So alignment is about, what do I want? What do I want? How do I want to feel? And my perspective in parenting is like, how do you want to feel in the relationship with your child? How do you want to feel at work? How do you want to feel in your marriage? How do you want to feel in the relationship with your money, with your time, with your energy? And when you are in alignment, you're not fucking hustling, because you don't have to, because oftentimes you're hustling out of fear. So let me explain fear to you and how this stops us from moving forward in our lives, because it will manifest in the craziest ways. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about mastery. I'm going to go behind the scenes and show you this stuff. And if you have any questions, you can definitely comment below this video and I'll check them out after I'm done the live. You can also email support@heatherchauvin.com. Or if you're ready to jump into mastery, just go to momisincontrol.com and fill out the application. There's also a section there if you have any additional questions. And there's also an introductory call that you're going to be doing to qualify for the program, because I want to make sure you're a good fit. This isn't like, you're not a number here. I am literally going to help you manifest the life of your dreams. Okay. So when I was diagnosed, when you're an ambitious, driven person, meaning you take action, you implement, but sometimes we over implement, we overtake action, and we can't find that balance or alignment. So I was go, 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 go. Nothing was going to stop me because I was determined to become the best version of myself for my children. But I had a deep-seated root belief and story that I needed to burn myself out and work really hard in order to achieve those results. So I decided I was go, 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 got sick. And I was like, okay, I'm sick. I'm young. There's, no history of this. I'm fine. They're like, Heather, you have stage 4. So I went through chemo. I was very resistant to chemo. That's a whole nother story. But it worked for me. And I also did a lot of integrative medicine and all of that. That's like, I'm going to do a podcast on that, but like, whatever, it's another conversation about that journey. And I remember one night when I was sitting on my bathroom floor, and I don't remember what part I was in treatment, but I truly believe that I was going to die. And you always have fear, right? Like, we all have fear. It's managing it. Fear is false evidence appearing real, or it's face everything and rise. There's a whole bunch of acronyms for it. So I'm lying there on the bathroom floor, and for whatever reason this night, I was so sick and so frustrated that my mind wanted to go, 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 but my body couldn't. And so I had to sit with my fear. And like, this makes me want to cry. I had to sit with my fear and say, it was embodiment. Like, I could feel it. I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. My children aren't going to have a mom. And what is this going to look like? And so I remember getting really quiet with myself, and I couldn't even cry out loud because I didn't want my family to hear. And I remember saying to myself, how are you going to get out of this? You believe that you're going to die, Heather. How are you going to turn this around? Because when I believed I was going to die, I acted like I was going to die. I was negative. I was like having a pity party for myself. When people would come over and they were like, oh, so sorry, and they were acting like I was going to die, I bought into that energy. And I was like, yeah, I'm dying. I'm sick, blah, blah, blah. Poor me, poor me. I played the victim. And then there was this deeper part of me that said, you're not dead yet. You're not dead yet. So learn how to live. And in that moment, I realized my fear of dying was not actually what I was afraid of. That was not what I was running away from. I was running away from the fact that I did not know how to feel alive. I did not know how to raise a family, run a business, while taking care of myself and learning how to feel alive, because I didn't see anyone around me doing this. And so that, my friends, was when I had a really good hard look at myself in the mirror with no hair, no eyebrows, barely any eyelashes, naked, literally and metaphorically. And I had to say, are you willing to be this person? Are you willing to figure this out when nobody can show you the way? And so I said yes, because I wasn't ready to die. So I put my big girl granny panties on, and I had to figure out what feeling alive felt like. And I did not know, because I didn't feel it for many, many years. So I had to ask myself, what's the first word I want to feel? And the feeling was alive. And I said, okay, what do alive people do? And you're going to laugh at me, but I started looking around and going, what do happy people do? What are they doing that I'm not doing? What did they not do that I'm doing? And I noticed they're working out. They're spending time by themselves. They're going to coffee shops and writing. They're doing all of these crazy things. And I couldn't even put it on my list. I didn't even know what it meant to feel alive. All I knew was that I did not want to feel the way that I was feeling. So I had to take different action in my life. So I started doing things that made me incredibly uncomfortable. And one of those things was going to a coffee shop, sitting by myself with pen and paper, attempting to journal. And I didn't really journal a lot at this time. And my whole body said, you're a failure. You're a bad mom. You left your children at home. Your little baby is at home, and who's like 2 years old at this time. And you are an awful human being. I did not feel alive, but I didn't give up. So I kept going and going and going and going. And I was fucking angry. And I had to let go of those blocks. I had to let go of everything that was blocking me from feeling alive. And so here's the thing. Something like Mastery, it's an 8-month coaching program where you are not only going to learn the strategies that I had to learn to feel more in alignment with your parenting, with your marriage, if you're married, with your business, career, life purpose, with your money, with your time, with your energy, and a whole bunch of other things that I probably didn't even mention that you don't even know are out of alignment in your life. And when I created Mastery, I started noticing I was attracting women that are like, how did you do it? How did you do it? And I'm like, I don't yell anymore as a parent. I get frustrated. But guess what? I take ownership. I know exactly why I yelled. I know exactly what I need to do to get back on track. And I apologize to my children, and they apologize to me, and it's a deeper connection. I work less in my business than I've ever worked, part-time, making more money than I would have ever made in my social work career, even if I went back for my master's or my PhD, because it's on my own terms. Because I've leveraged it, because I chronically, and I want you to hear this, I chronically reinvest in myself and my business to up level. It's not a one and done. So for people that look at everybody else and go, how did they do it? How did they do it? I'm telling you right now, they didn't do it alone, which was one of the beliefs that I had when I started this journey. You have to do it alone. And if you don't do it alone and you ask for help, you're a failure. But the truth is, if that thought is out of alignment and it's causing you stress or suffering, you need to change it. So anywhere in my life where I feel out of alignment, which means it's not working for me, that is a sign or a symptom that things need to change. So now that I understand that I am a natural being and the design of the way that I was designed is beautiful, and I have to trust that there's so much nature and natural goodness inside of me that my body is intelligent and it shows me and tells me based on my emotions what is out of alignment. But this is a skill that people need to learn that we were never taught. Children are not taught this. They do not teach this in schools. Adults, barely any of them know this. So we want our children to respect us. We want our children to listen to us. And yet we don't even know how to listen to ourselves. So my mission has to become the person, the adults that I want my children to be. I'm raising boys. I'm raising men. They will never be me. I'm a female. And regardless, my children will never be me. And I can't be attached to who they become. But I can be the best damn fucking role model that they've ever seen. If I want my children to feel amazing in their mind and understand how their thoughts work, I better know how to manage mine. If I want my children to feel amazing in their own body, I better get my shit together. If I want my children to have fucking amazing relationships, I better learn how to master mine so that I can be their teacher. If I want my children to go after their dreams, to manage their fear, I better learn how to manage my own. So here's the thing. I'm going to jump into mastery now, what to expect and how it works. The second you say yes to your soul, you will have that bathroom moment. That's it. This is why when you buy a cheap ass gym membership, you don't use it. You were not invested at the level that you needed to be to see to see physical transformation in your life because the stakes weren't high. When my stakes were high, I figured out how to feel alive. So when we're having conversations with women, they're filling out these applications and I'm saying, I got you. I know this is effing terrifying. I get it. Your brain is going to do everything to keep you safe. I get it. I'm there all the time. But when you are committed to solving a problem, and mine was to learn how to feel alive, not saying to live, part of that I have control over, part of it I don't. That's a whole nother conversation. But when I had to learn how to feel alive and create alignment and balance and all of that stuff, I figured it out. So I know it's risky. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Okay. So I want to share something with you. Inside Mastery, we support multiple different types of women, all coming with very similar struggles and challenges. One is parenting. You don't need to be in a crisis state to want to change your parenting. It's just like, you're like, I just want to tweak it. I just want to make it better. There's some things life is showing me, some things don't work. I want to make it a little bit better. Or a lot of people will come in. So there's parenting, relationships, money, time, energy. You want to create an abundant mindset. You want to create Yeah. Open mindset. There was a word and I just totally forgot it, but you want to create abundant mindset of a how can I attitude instead of I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. That's lack mindset. You're closed off. You're restricted. So the process is you go to momisincontrol.com. Once you have filled out your application, so I'm going to go here. Once you've filled out your application, on this page, you're going to learn a little bit about the program. Some of this information has shifted a little bit, but it talks about the core foundation, all of this stuff. Like you can ask any questions you want. But here's the thing. You go to apply here. Once you physically apply, you're still not guaranteed to get into the program because I want to make sure it's a right fit for both of us, that I can honestly and authentically support you. So you fill out this application and then you hit submit. Once you hit submit, I personally receive an email and then I read it and I'll respond. You'll also get a link to get on the calendar with someone on my team for an introductory call to make sure it's a good fit. You'll go through that conversation. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. She's going to support you through any questions you have. If it's a good fit, then you're going to get on the phone with me and I'm going to take you to level 2, like the next step. And then if that's a good fit, we can get registered, get you inside, all of that fun stuff. So when you're on the inside, you have access to all of these programs and content. The way that I run and structure my coaching program is high level, high quality, high touch, meaning high level, meaning you are committed and invested to doing this work. It's not like, oh, I'm just curious. No, you're determined to solve this problem. I don't know why I keep wiping my nose. It's like from crying or something. High touch is meaning you're not like, you don't just come in and I disappear. I'm not holding your hand. You have to take action. But the way that I've structured it is you have access to me. You have access to the community. We can put you in a little pod so you're walking through with other women. You're also surrounded with game-changing women who are just as committed to you, if not more, than creating transformation in all aspects of their life. So you also have access to my core foundation. The core foundation is set up to show you how to feel in alignment with your life. And now it's not working. So I can't show you if it's, why isn't it working? It might not be working here. No, it's not going to pop up. So in the core foundation of mastery, I'm going to be showing you how to feel in control of your time. I'm going to be showing you how to get super crystal clear on the vision that you want, your personal life and professional life. And then I'm going to show you how to take step-by-step action. So this is about implementation. Have you ever read a self-help book and said, wow, that was inspiring, and then put it down, but didn't actually implement anything? Here, you are saying yes to implementing. So whatever your dream is, whatever your desire is, we are there to help you. I'm here to connect you with the resources you need, connect you to the people that you need, and push you to take ownership for the results in the life that you want. So that's it. I could literally talk about this forever and ever and ever. So if you are ready and you apply before May 20th, so that's Monday, May 20th. So this has been recorded on a Wednesday. So you have less than a week. I will gift you a one-on-one VIP strategy session with me. So whether we do that at the beginning of the program or towards the end of the program for you, we will structure it as needed, where we'll dive deeper, create strategy for you, and you can go on your merry way. So that's like over $500. Plus, we also have a parenting and a business accelerator course coming up. These are just added bonuses that we add into the mastery program. I'm always asking you guys, what do you need from me? How can I be of service? And then I create it so that we're implementing and taking action. This program may feel overwhelming. It's not. It's actually about doing less to get quicker, more strategic results in alignment with your vision, not the vision that I want for you. So if you're ready to dive in, head on over to momisincontrol.com, fill out the application. The worst you can do is fill out the application and have that conversation or fill out the application. And I email you back for more information. You are the only person that can radically change your life. When you show up and you ask for help and seek the guidance and invest in yourself, time, money, and energy, that is where you will see magic happen. And if you can't do it for yourself, if that's not your motivation, focus on your why. What is it costing you not to change? What's it costing your children and their future not to change? And by you becoming that person, by you being that guide, imagine how that is going to radically change their life too. All right, ladies, I'm super excited to connect with you. I look forward to hearing from you. Send me a comment below. Send in your applications. Email us at support@heatherchauvin.com.
When I signed up for coaching with Heather Chauvin, I was in a spot in my life where I had so many things that I wanted to accomplish. And I was 42 years old, and I had these dreams. And they weren't impossible dreams. They were things I could do. But I was putting them off year after year after year because I was afraid. And there was so much fear. And I had all these limiting beliefs about what I could do. And I had listened to her podcast. I had, heard about her through other people. And when I looked her up and I finally got a chance to talk to her, it was a great fit, because here's a person who was going to hold me accountable, who was going to hold a place for me and let me know that I could accomplish my dreams, that these things are possible. And for someone to just say that to you means so much. You know, someone who you didn't know before, is just saying, by talking to you, and seeing what, the basis of where you're coming from, I can see something amazing. I can see that you can do something amazing. And that was just incredible. So I started doing all the modules, and the modules are great. It really helps you figure out what your, desires are. Like, what is it that you want? Because it's never just, I want to write a book. It's like, why do you want to write a book? What is it that you're going to get from that? What is that you're feeding? Is, well, I want to be creative. I need to be creative. And that was my thing. And she helped me see that. And then I did an upgrade, kind of like I signed up for the VIP sessions, which is the best thing I could have done, because that is when she really kicks your ass. And she's just like, let's look at everything. Let's make sure you're going to do this. This is going to be your year. And so she's like this cheerleader, and she doesn't do it for you. That's not her job, but she will hold you accountable, and she will support you, and she will guide you, and she'll be that person that you need. And it's just awesome. And so it's been I think 3 months since I started coaching with Heather, and I already feel like a new person. There's this vision that I had of my soul being the center of me, like my heart, this part of me that helps me thrive and live. And just like the heart with all the arteries, going to it, there's all these arteries or passageways to your soul. And if any of those passageways get clogged, your relationship with your spouse, your relationship with your children, your relationship with money, your job, if these pathways to your soul that all affect your soul, that part of you that captures all your desired core feelings, if that part of you, if those arteries are clogged, then you're not living your soul's purpose and your soul's not thriving like it's supposed to. So with Heather, I'm slowly unclogging these pathways, and my soul is thriving, and it's an investment in me. It's the best investment you can make. So I'm really happy, and there's still a lot more work to be done, but I'm optimistic and I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to the future. So thanks, Heather. You're the best. I love the program, and everyone should invest in themselves, and everyone around you benefits from that.